there was a tweet by the Ghost of Hope over on Twitter that actually had a lot of good information about Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, this tweet in particular had a lot of different opinions about it. So, what I'm going to say right now might not be completely right, and a lot of you guys are probably going to think it means something different. So, with that being said, nobody gets salty. Just leave your opinions down in the comment section on what you personally think this means. But I'm going to go over my personal take on this tweet and try to describe what I think it's all about. Now, the Ghost of Hope went ahead and said, just leaving this here while leaving an image right under that tweet with Call of Duty Vanguard information. It goes ahead and says, a new feature called Combat Pacing allows players to choose the kind of combat they encounter during multiplayer with 3 different options. Blitz allows for more frantic, target-rich environments, while Tactical will play at a slower pace with fewer players and plenty of opportunity to set up ambushes. Now, he did say that there's 3 options, and from what I see here, there's only 2, Blitz and Tactical, so I'm a little curious on what the third one is. But besides whatever the third one is, this right here is probably the best thing that I've heard about Call of Duty Vanguard. I've heard about the amount of maps. I've heard about the destructible doors that are in this game. I've heard that you could even shoot through a wall to take out a camper. There are a lot of good features that are going to be introduced in Call of Duty Vanguard, but this right here takes it all. Because this, in my personal opinion, is directed right at skill-based matchmaking. Now, as we already know from past leaks, the same skill-based matchmaking system from Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare is returning into Call of Duty Vanguard. So this tweet right here doesn't mean that skill-based matchmaking is being removed from the game, because obviously it's still going to be introduced. It's still making Activision tons of money. But right here, once again, it seems like Sledgehammer Games is trying to make a solution for a lot of the problems that the Call of Duty community are having in these games. Like I said, with a lot of these things, we hated doors, but doors must be mandatory, so they had to put them in the game, but they're going to destroy them. They're destructible, completely destructible. Nobody can camp behind them, put claymores behind them. You can just shoot them completely down. We're salty that there's no maps at launch. You know, having 6 to 8 maps is very boring, and it's going to make the game die off within months. And they listened to that. 20 maps at launch now. And we also complained about skill-based matchmaking, and here is their solution right here. Combat pacing. Now, I know a lot of people are going to think this is not going to be a good solution for skill-based matchmaking at all, but it is a step in the right direction. Because despite sweating so damn much, one of the biggest complaints from a lot of players is how the enemies are playing. Not just how they're sweating, but if they're camping and sweating, if they're sitting in the back of the map with a sniper rifle doing nothing. You know, things like that piss people off. Sitting behind doors with a bunch of claymores set up. All those things are going to be solved, and it's going to make the community better. Because, let's be honest here, a lot of those people who do camp, they can't be pushed out of the game. They're there for a reason. That's why Call of Duty is so popular. That's why Call of Duty sells millions and billions of dollars every single year, because it's a game for everybody. You pick your play style, and you're able to, you know, put it forth. If you want to camp in the top of the building and hold that down, you can do that. If you want to run around and find flanks 24/7, you can do that. If you want to slap a suppressor on and hide in different angles, you know, try to be as stealthy as you can do that. If you want to be extremely loud, just slap on an LMG and charge to the center of the map and just mow down their spawn, you can do that. Any type of playstyle is doable in Call of Duty. That's why it's so popular. And for a lot of people, we just had to come to the conclusion that we have to respect that. Because even in the past, we had to deal with this stuff, you know? There might have been less skill-based matchmaking and it was toned down dramatically. But at the end of the day, we still dealt with, whether they're good players or bad players, we dealt with the opposition that we hate. People who camp too much, or maybe people who camp don't want to deal with people who rush too much. They think it's annoying. They want to have more tactical gameplay. They want to slow down a bit. And now, according to this leak over on Twitter, we're allowed to do that. Let's say I'm not in the mood to find any campers. I just want to find everybody who's running, gunning, and, you know, rotating around the map and stuff like that. Now, at the end of the day, like I said, skill-based matchmaking is still in place. We're not quite there yet. We still have to, you know, try to put up a fight and see if we can reduce it in Call of Duty, but at least we have this option. If I want to fight people who are running and gunning, whether they're really good players or really bad players, and I don't want to deal with people who head glitch all the time, the algorithm will go through all the players' stats that they're going to put me up against, and they will try to determine a match that's made for me. So if I want to run and gun lobby, they'll find people who enjoy slide canceling, enjoy sprinting, probably jump shotting and stuff like that, who use maybe more SMGs and ARs, maybe more close range attachments. They will find people in that category and put them into your lobby. So, partially, yes, we have a little bit more control of what the skill-based matchmaking algorithm gives to us. It's actually pretty cool. And let's say you don't want to run and gun. You're tired, you have a long day, and this isn't just for, you know, campers and people who just enjoy that playstyle because they enjoy it. Let's just say you had a long day. I run into this situation all the time. Not everybody can be consistent at FPS games. That's one of the hardest things to come to a conclusion on. Everybody thinks that you could be outstanding, cracked 24/7 every single day, but some days are off. Some days you don't feel like running gunning. Some days your brain is just melted. It's not working the same as it usually is. You're feeling a little slow that day. you don't want to run and gun. You don't want to verse sweats who are, bunny hopping and sliding around corners and stuff like that. You can go on the tactical playlist, a more slow-paced playlist with people who might have more long-range attachments on their guns and stuff like that. People like to hold different angles and sit in the back of the map a bit more. But, like I said, you chose that playlist because you wanted to have a more slow experience instead of having to run and gun and be all cracked. But at the end of the day, like I said, this is a step in the right direction. Skill-based matchmaking is an Activision problem. So, Sledgehammer Games, like I just said, they've been trying to fix and solve so many issues that we've been having in the past, including skill-based matchmaking. They probably thought to themselves, how in God's name could we possibly change the skill-based matchmaking algorithm without affecting Activision and pissing them off and making them think they're losing money? They can keep the same skill-based matchmaking, but add in a in-game system that allows you to choose the type of players that you're versing. So, like I just said, we're still going to have the same skill-based matchmaking. It's still going to be finding people for us to sweat 24/7 against, but at least we get to choose something in the game to indicate if we're going to be versing players who are just going to camp all the time, or if we're going to be versing players who actually want to be mobile and move around the map and try to flank and stuff like that. It's a nice addition. And once again, I have to give respect to Sledgehammer Games. They have always come out and tried to resolve issues for the community. They have fixed up World War II completely. It's a fantastic game now. They are the only ones, the only developers who address skill-based matchmaking to the community. Nobody else has the balls to do that. Not David Vaughn, not Tony Flames, not Joe Cott, none of the Infinity War devs. Nobody has the balls to come out and tell us about skill-based matchmaking, how it's implemented, why it's implemented, if our voices are even being heard. Nobody besides Sledgehammer Games. And here they are here trying to even make another solution for skill-based matchmaking. You got to give them respect. And I know people are going to be trashing them all year long because I know a lot of people still think that skill-based matchmaking is a developer's problem. So Sledgehammer Games is never going to hear the end of it. Anybody who plays Vanguard's multiplayer experience, they're going to be complaining and whining and saying it's the worst experience in the world because they have to sweat 24/7, and then they're going to put it all on Sledgehammer Games. But please, if you do watch my content, give them a little love. This is huge news right here. Absolutely huge news. They're doing something that I don't even know if Activision knows about. Maybe they did give this to OK because I guess skill-based matchmaking is still in the game, but still, this is a sneaky move right here if I've ever seen one. I've never seen a system in place for a casual playlist that allows you to hand select the style of players you verse. It's always a rank system. That's it. It copies all your movement, your guns you use, the attachments, all that stuff. It copies that, and then it tries to find your equals to verse. It never gives you the option to say, okay, well, you can verse your skilled levels, the same KDs and stuff like that, but you can choose. Do you want to verse slow players, or do you want to verse fast players? I'm just very thankful for this addition, because I personally do want to see skill-based matchmaking completely removed. But for the time being, Activision is not going to make this option possible for anybody. So I want something that I can at least choose the competition of the games I'm going into, which this right here is perfection. Sometimes, like I just said, sometimes I'm in more of a slower mode. I don't want to sweat that much. I can change it to tactical. Sometimes I want to be aggro. Sometimes I don't want to deal with campers, and I just want to deal with people in my face 24/7. I'll go ahead and pick the Blitz. But at the end of the day, I don't mind competing. I truly don't. I can compete against my own skill level. It's just the mentality of the opponents that is very aggravating, because you can be versing your same opponents, but for you it might be 2 in the morning, you're exhausted, and for the enemy it's like 2 in the afternoon and they're wide awake and it's their first game on. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't factor how well you can perform against your own skill. So to be able to choose the playstyle of the competitors that I have is going to be a big step in the right direction, and it should be able to balance out lobbies a little bit easier for everybody, compared to how it is in the past, where no matter what time of the day it is, no matter how long you've been working or how long you've been at school, you come home and it forces you straight into the sweatiest lobby you've ever seen. Maybe you can start out slow, maybe you can start out fast. Whatever that you want, you can do in Call of Duty Vanguard right now. And honestly, this system is so unique and interesting, and I know it's really crazy of me to say this is unique after I just made a video saying how unoriginal this game is going to be, but seriously, I could totally see multiple other companies taking this exact feature and implementing it into their casual game modes. It's that phenomenal, and it really is going to be game-changing. I can't wait to finally be able to get my hands on and see what it's all about. But guys, like I said in the beginning of the video, leave your opinions down in the comment section. What do you guys think this tweet is all about? Do you think it's like what I said? It's a, an additional feature to help against skill-based matchmaking, allowing us to, fine-tune our lobbies, or do you think it means something else? But guys, thanks so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and Discord. Both those links are down in the description. And also, if you want to catch me live streams on video games I do over on Twitch, link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.